Justin Rogers.
Hey, Romeo. Comments from Brad Holmes this week. He said, liked you before he paid you, liked you even more after he paid you with the way you kind of performed in training camp. We were all out there watching practice. We saw what you were doing. Is there a different level of confidence for you this year? Do you feel more comfortable maybe than ever?
Yeah, I think I've made a lot of growth each and every year. That's, I guess, what I try to do each and every season. Just make some type of progress, get more comfortable in the position. So yeah, definitely.
Where do you feel like the game's maybe grown the most this year?
Just trying to be more stout in the run game, especially just preparing for the 49ers. Do a lot of window dressing. So just keying in on my eyes and, just my technique, and just trying to be stout on the run.
If you don't mind me, just one more since you brought it up. Coach Campbell also brought up the window dressing and some of that jet motion that they do, a lot of stretch runs. What is the biggest challenge you face at your position this week?
I think the biggest thing is just training our eyes. Film study is going to be huge for us all week, like we've been doing all camp. But
Got you.
You hear me?
Yeah, we got you. All right, Jeremy.
Kind of going off that question, Dan said being, disciplined is important this week, but, all offseason we kind of heard how, the defense wants to be a little more aggressive and attacking and not passive. So how do you kind of balance those two things together this week?
You kind of broke up at the end there, but I think I got the first part. But I think just being, it's kind of like controlled aggression. I mean, we know our keys, and once we see whatever, all the window dress and move, we know how to react to that. We can still be aggressive within the defense.
All right, Tim Twyman.
Hey, Romeo, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. Hey, both Dan and Brad talked last week about this defensive line being a real strength of this football team. How have you seen that develop with maybe a couple of the young guys emerging and obviously Michael coming over? And how much of an impact do you guys think you can have? And maybe do you think you need to have for this defense to be better in 2021?
Yeah, I think one of our strengths we showed all preseason was just our stoutness in the run. And that's something we've harped on all year since the spring. And young guys have been doing a great job, Mac and Levi, just stepping in and just being great in their role and just being dominant in their role. And I think it's going to show on Sunday.
Mike?
Yeah, I wonder how, you talked about this a little bit, but Romeo, how do you remain patient and disciplined and attack when they do so many things? How do you counter all of that and stay within your game?
Like I said, it comes down to film study. The more we see a lot of those looks and try to figure out, why, because there's a reason for all of it. We can kind of, the more we study their offense, the more confident we can be, reacting to those looks and still being aggressive within the defense and not let that slow us down, because that's what they want. They want to slow us down. They want to catch us on our toes. But if we do a great job studying their offense, it shouldn't be a problem.
And just one other thing real quickly. What's it like to be on a team that's gotten so young within the space of a year? It's changed the dynamic of this team so quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but it's also exciting. A lot of young guys who are hungry and just are ready to work and just want to go prove themselves. So I think it's very exciting for us, and we're just looking forward to it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Dave?
Hey, Romeo, how much Trey Lance do you expect to see this week?
I have no clue. I couldn't really answer that question, but we're going to be prepared if he gets out there.
What have you seen from him so far on film? What sort of athlete is he? That he added dimension to the position?
Yeah, I think everyone knows he can really use his legs, but I think the preseason he showed he can really throw the ball as well. So we're going to be ready to attack him if he gets on the field.
And then for you, obviously, you're coming off a really good season, 10 sacks, first double-digit sack season of your career. What do you hope to do for an encore? Do you have a number that you put on, a sack goal for this year? And what would you find a good season this fall?
I'll take as much as the game gives me, but I'm going to be consistent all year, and just try to be consistent in the backfield. That's my goal.
Thank you.
Justin Rogers, last one.
Hey, maybe it's old hat and you're used to seeing former college teammates, but it looks like you're going to be squaring up against McGlinchey quite a bit this week. I'm just curious, what kind of relationship do you have with him? And I guess how unique is it still to see those former college teammates lined up across from you?
Yeah, it's always great. Obviously playing former teammates in the past like Zach Martin, but it's me and Mike had our fair share of battles at Notre Dame, so it's going to be very exciting to be able to match up against him this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks, Romeo.
Thank you.
Thanks, Romeo.
Bye.